Hi.
Hi, Jen.
Hi.
Can you hear us all now?
I've been having so much problems with my laptop and my connections, and so I'm calling in from my phone.
Oh, there you go. Go ahead.
Hey, Mark, this is Brian Peterson from 5PAC. Is this public? Am I able to watch this, or is this closed? You're muted.
You can watch, Brian. It's open to the town.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought, but I didn't read through the whole email, but I just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Yes. Now, Bill has his photo up there.
do.
Oh.
He moves.
Hi, Bill.
Hi there, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Hi, all.
Hello, Rob. Hey, Rob.
Hello.
Where's Rob?
Hello.
Rob's here.
Where's Lisa?
I'm here.
I'm
Hey,
here.
Rob. There you are.
Oh, Okay, I have 7 p.m. This is First Selectman Stephen Everett. I'd like to call the special meeting to order of the Columbia Board of Selectmen, Tuesday, April 28th, 7 o'clock. So first order of business is just a moment of silence. Well wishes for those that are going through this. Thank you. So since this is a special meeting, there'll be no changes to the agenda. So I don't know if we have to make a motion, but I make a motion to approve the agenda as written. No discussion. All those in favor, Bill,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Rob.
Yes.
Thank you. We don't need any minutes. We'll approve them at the next regular meeting. Audience of citizens. That was on there, so I will honor it. Anybody who wants to raise their hand or chat in? Okay, seeing none. Old business. Okay, 5.1, review, revise, and discuss the budget recommendations from 5PAC. I was on last week
Sorry about that.
It's good. I was on the 5PAC meeting last week, and this is why we're doing this. We're having a special meeting to get this information to 5PAC. There's no doubt that the wishes of 5PAC are to move to a zero increase budget this year. And they have said a few things that are important. They will take from the general fund, but they would like to do it as minimal as possible. The Board of Education had a special meeting or Tuesday and passed some new finance reductions, which they passed on to 5PAC, and 5PAC accepted them. And on that meeting last week, both myself, in conjunction with Mark Walter, our town administrator, 5PAC threw some changes out there they'd like to see in our operating budget or that in our capital budget. And basically, I kind of asked if we could go back and take another look at it. And with some work, some deep diving on this, with some assistance from Mark and certainly Bev and anybody we asked of them, we were able to review them now for your input. So I believe you all have this in front of you. Is that correct, Mark?
Yes, we sent it out as a late email. I hope everybody got it.
I didn't get the late one.
We can walk you through verbally if you'd like.
So last week, 5PAC went over a couple of items, and they proposed at least cutting $30,158 from the total operating budget for the Board of Selectmen side. That consisted of assistant to the emergency director, DPW assistant cutting hours, seasonal park maintainer cutting that out. We're able to work that out with the Public Works Department. A correction to the van services, commercial insurance, a savings there of $34.50, and judicial $10,000 for a decrease of $30,158. Proposed it and vote and let us know that they would be doing that. So in looking at that, they also asked about and took a recommendation, asked about it, we recommended or proposed it to them, or said it could happen, they were looking, was to put $75,000 into the Hunt Road box culvert and move it out to a 4-year financial deposit plan. They said they'd like to see rec fund cut to $95,000. I have a change in that tonight. And they had a few things they'd like to cut out. The Public Works SUV would be purchased from unused funds from a bulldozer, I believe.
Actually, Stephen, they
unused
were
funds.
going to take the capital from the unused bulldozer and purchase the SUV in the 2020-21 budget.
Right,
So that's already in there.
okay. And then a switching of the cooling between the senior center and the town hall, switching the years, saving $35,000. So total capital decreases of $227,000. But I actually took it not as a challenge, but I understand the times that we're in. So we sat down and looked at it. So on the bottom of, let's see here. So of the $95,000 they were looking at for the rec park, I'm asking for $100,000, which I believe we can do. $40,000 for the playscape, $30,000 for the pavilion, and $30,000 for the pickleball court. Now let me give you, okay, that's $100,000. I'll address a lot of these. $8,000 we can save on a 40-yard container at the transfer station Salt supply, $6,800 because of the winter we had. We're full up in salt. We think we can take that out of one delivery of salt next year, the initial one. Postage that we don't use, and a library grant. Now, I know Sue is, I think I see her name on here for this, and the library was able to, without hopefully much pain and scrimping, they offered up $2,306, and I appreciate them doing their part. I really do. So we're looking at $5,000 back for Rec Park and another. So Mark, what am I looking at total? $13,106 additional
Right.
over what 5-pack said, correct?
Correct.
All right. So I'm gonna make a motion in a minute here. So, but I'm gonna open it up for questions and stuff now as we look at that. So my thoughts on Rec Park. I talked to Mark Volza on the playscape at $40,000. I think we can do a very nice addition there. Mark has assured me that this comes in kind of different pieces. If we leave a roof off of one section, which is not a big deal, he believes we can get to or very close to the $40,000 expansion up there and do a nice job. The pickleball court, I was told we could probably get that done for 30, and the pavilion, we think we can get that done for 30, although it's going to take almost a volunteer effort, like a barn raising type of thing, but I'd like to give it a shot, and I think after we can get the people there to help do it and do most of that work through the DPW. I'm confident in this Rec Park plan because we still have a lot of work to do out of the already funded 1920 budget that's still on the books. We have to continue to work on the road and the parking up there. We have to redo the whole soccer dual fields, the full field and the 7-on-7 field. That's a major undertaking. We're going to, I believe we're going to cut through the center of the old road to make it a pathway. Mark, what else am I looking at that has to be done yet?
Guardrails.
Oh, the guardrail and also the basketball court is
Right.
on this year's funding. So with all that work, I think the 3 other things that we're looking at is probably more than enough for the DPW to chew.
Correct.
So I feel very confident that we will continue to be making strides on Rec Park to improve it, but we will do it in a time period that will, 1, be able to get it done should the weather cooperate, and number 2, funding to do for the overall budget, but keep the momentum going to improve Rec Park for quality of life. So, your thoughts on this?
As long as Mark feels that this works. I mean, we're going to do a little bit at a time at Rec Park.
We have to feel that it's going to work, Judy, with his input. So he's on here, but I'm not going to, he's confident that working with DPW, that the money that we're setting aside will be sufficient enough to move forward in efficacious manner there.
Can Hunt Road wait? What are you talking, 3 years, 4 years out? Is that culvert going to be okay for the next 4 years?
Mark reached out to the engineers on that, and they have looked at it, and I will let Mark talk, but I know that they said from 1991 or in the 90s when they did the initial, they have not seen as, erosion that they are jeopardizing, so they believe we can. Mark, you want to expand on that?
Yes, what they did, Anchor Engineering said that the degradation to the culvert has not gone further than what they had seen from their first analysis of the culvert. So it's holding, but they said going one more year wouldn't be a problem. And so now we're in a 4-year program to replace that culvert. And we will also be applying to this replacement program if now we qualify due to how much is degraded since 1991. If we qualify, we could get 50% reimbursed, but there's no guarantee. So we have to continue with putting money aside to replace that culvert. But the state will be very involved with that culvert because it's literally at the end of their dam outlet.
Understood.
Sounds good.
Judy, anything?
When's the 4 years up for the culvert? I mean, when will we start doing it? We're putting money aside for 4 years.
We already did 1 year,
Okay,
so now
3 more years. Okay,
3 more years.
okay.
So the idea is to skip this year and then continue beyond that?
No, we're not
gonna-
skipping. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Steve.
We're gonna put $75,000 into the fund. I do not want to skip years. Next thing you know, we're gonna bottleneck everything and we're gonna have some real trouble financially. I picked this one thing based on the information that was brought to me by Mark, the engineer, and talking to George. And we think that this one, we can save $100,000 and put it back to the fund, or to keep it in the general fund where it is, or in the taxes, and still move forward, putting enough together to do this in a timely and safe fashion. So no, we're not skipping a year, Rob.
Okay,
We're cutting it from 175 to 100.
Okay.
okay, so we're saving 75,000. That's what I
Saving
misunderstood.
75,000, right?
Okay, I got you.
Not saving, just bumping it
Yep.
a year.
Yeah,
Bill, you good?
I'm fine with the capital budget. I just had a question as far as the operating budget, as far as judicial. What is that exactly?
Mark?
That's our legal with all of our contracted legal representation. The average, we've been hitting 50,000 a year. So we're taking a slight risk based upon we have no active lawsuits at the moment that we think we can conservatively cut it by 10,000.
Suggest that you let the let council know so they bill accordingly within their budget.
Thank you.
All right, so we're not hearing any more discussion. Listen, I thank you very much. I think I'm going to, so we get it officially over to 5-pack. I think I'm going to make a motion. I make a motion that the Board of Selectmen, in a revised suggestion to 5-pack, authorize sending over the budget revisions. Mark, you have it all on paper, right?
Yes, so basically in overall, you're recommending to recommend the 5-pack an additional $13,106 cut to their budget they moved to you.
Except, yeah, that makes sure I want $5,000 back in the rec, right?
Right, so that's the net effect.
Okay,
The net effect is that,
13,106.
right, 5,000 gets added to rec and 8,000 gets cut from the container,
So that's
6,800 gets cut from salt, 1,000 gets cut from postage, and $2,306 gets cut from library for a net decrease.
Of 13,106.
Correct.
Okay. All right,
I like it.
great. All those in favor, Bill,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Rob?
Yes,
I vote yes for 5-0. Thank you. Okay. So that covered 5-2 also. So 5-6, new business. So in your packet, there is a Well, let's talk about this. Walt Tabor has been approached by a couple of solar facilities to put a solar farm up off of Bodett Terrace and property up there deep into the woods, up on top of the, I want to say a mountain, but it's a hill, out of sight from everywhere. And I talked to Walt about this. It is, well, it's a venture that they're hoping to do. Walt has walked through it with me a little bit. He did say to me, Stephen, we picked this company because they are doing everything under the solar panels will be pollen producing growth for bees and pollination and stuff. So that's good. He also wanted it up there because it's out of sight and nobody will really be seeing it, which is good. The fight in the legislature of taxation, they have, the recent ruling has been that solar power, neither the producers nor the recipients of on the property are to be taxed for the finances that it generates. So does it say in here about any money, Mark?
Yes, what the solar company has offered, because the state has determined that solar is non-taxable. So as a benefit to the town and to make this a win, because that has been a carve out of our property tax, this solar company has offered us to pay $5,000 a year in pilot payment in lieu of taxes towards this solar panel power grid.
So they asked for a letter. Here's the letter. I've actually put my name to it. But I want approval from the Board of Selectmen. So, questions?
Can you explain what you were saying regarding the pollinators? Are you saying that they're going to be planting wildflowers or something like that underneath them to attract pollinators? Is that what you were talking about? No kidding.
Yeah.
So they're not going to just round up and kill everything underneath, huh?
Nope.
That's great.
Which would harm the winery. So it's
No,
really cool.
that's a fantastic thing.
Now, is this, if improving this, does it have to still go to planning and zoning?
No.
Yes,
Yes, okay.
but what would happen, this is still a competitive ZREC process, and there's no guarantee that with the limited funds that state has to offer that they'll win. So they're trying to have the town in partnership with the applicant to help increase the chances of us winning these ZREC dollars to make this happen.
What does that mean in partnership? Is there a cost for us or?
No, just that we're not going to oppose it.
Oh.
We're not if they agree to make this happen, the town isn't going to jump up out of nowhere and oppose this solar field so that it doesn't happen. Because it really is out of sight, and it's a win-win for both the winery and the town.
Are they going to be required to send letters to the neighbors? Just to inform them so that I would think that
I'm
would be
sure.
something to do. Okay.
Actually, when you say you're sure, I'm not sure. I don't know the process for all these fields that have gone in, Lisa. So I think that, and Walt has gone out of his way to inform people around him for a lot of things that he's done. We can ask him.
It's just nice to have everybody knowing, and so that's no surprises,
Yep.
Yeah,
Good.
one of the good
That's a
one of the
good
good things
point.
about this, I don't know who hasn't been up there. About the only people who actually see this is the Tabors. It's up on their piece. It's kind of on. I did some survey work back there. It's kind of like Shangri-La. You go up there, it's like a different world. So it is
Huh.
very isolated.
Yeah, which is good because people don't want to have these solar panels next door.
Yeah.
So just trying to understand the process. So this is applying for an application through the state. and then he goes through a company to get it, or just some,
I think the company does it. I don't think the Tabors have anything to do with it.
Well, Tabor's are in partnership with the solar company.
They
They're
own the
leasing the
land.
property, right?
They own the land. The solar company wants to do the deal. They're doing the application. They're just asking the town to
Endorse.
write a letter. And we agree that this is a good deal.
Is it a motion?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so is there a motion? I make a motion that we vote to support the solar farm application. All those in favor, Bill,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes,
Judy,
yes.
Rob?
Yes.
I vote yes. Stephen, thank you. So nothing on the town mailer for Beach Pass and Transfer Station. There is an example of the transfer station basically going out, the postcard we usually put out that usually has the Beach Pass plan of action and how to get it and what it costs and everything. But what you'll see there is the beach is closed basically until further notice. I've had a discussion with Mark and Mark Volza. There's really, the state is kind of dictating, in a sense, what our actions are going to be down there. If we can't have more than 5 people in a small area, it's tough to quarantine off different sections of the beach. We still have some time before the warm weather really hits, another hopefully 2 days, but really probably a month. We usually don't open the beach until Memorial Day weekend, which is May 22nd, which gives the governor probably 20-something days to find out what's going on with this coronavirus and take action. I don't know when he's planning. We'll learn Wednesday, tomorrow night, on his call, if he has any plans on a tentative. So we'll listen from that, but my thing is we keep the beach closed, not to entice people to gather down there until we have the word that it's, in the best knowledge from the CDC, it's okay to open it up.
I thought we discussed this as a board, and this was going to be left open. Last time we met, we discussed this very issue, and now we're discovering
We're
as
just,
a board. No, just a minute.
Yeah.
We're discovering as a board that a decision has been made.
well, okay, no, a decision has not been made. I haven't made a decision, Bill. What I'm saying is we have to send something out to the people to tell them what we're doing with the beach. Why can't they get passes? That's all I'm doing, is to approve this. If the governor said, we kind of have to, if the governor says we can't have more than 5 people, police that at a beach area, isn't it?
I agree, but right now we really don't know where we stand. Everything's in a constant state of flux. So I'm hesitant to make a hard and fast rule saying the beach is closed for the summer.
Nope.
It's such a valuable resource, and I hate to foreclose people other than the property owners around the lake of the opportunity to use it.
I agree with you. I don't think it says it's closed for the summer. It just says we're not selling the beach passes right now.
I thought when you started, you said the beach is closed. That's what it's going to say.
Well, the beach is kind of. Here's what we're sending out, Bill. 2020 season passes will not be available until the town can safely open the beach due to the COVID-19 emergency. So it does say it's closed, but the beach is really kind of closed. People can go down there if they keep safe distance, but there's no lifeguards or anything. It's really closed.
Okay.
Yeah, I am absolutely not shutting the beach down or asking anybody to shut the beach down for the year. I want it to open up in a week. If the governor says tomorrow night that he feels confident and the CDC says we don't need social distancing after 10 days, man, let's have a party at the beach on May 22nd, the day it opens. Yeah. I'm just sending something out to the people. That's what we're looking at.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that the board participates in this decision-making process.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We'll have to make a decision on, people are going to show up there anyways, and how to deal with that too. At some point.
Yeah, well, I understand, but the governor's,
Oh, I know, we have to do what they're, follow the guidelines. I agree with that.
so,
How does that impact the boat ramp? Is that all the same thing?
No,
So the boat ramp theoretically could be open.
correct.
and we will have the board, we will have the rec department down there. And we'll talk to Mark about having the gate open for boats, I guess.
Yes.
That's not due to, for a while, right?
No, the governor has not, although I heard rumblings today that he might be closing state boat launches, but at the moment, we're not closing the launch if you want to put your boat in and get into Columbia Lake.
Yeah, and I don't think closing a boat launch for us, because it's like the golf course, but even better than than a golf course. I mean, I play golf, and in 18 holes, I'm never near anybody unless they're in the woods with me. So I don't know why you close a golf course, but the boats are even more socially isolated. But all I'm doing is reviewing what we're doing for the transfer station passes, and right now why they cannot get a beach pass.
Okay.
All right. So anybody else? Great. Mark, town administrator's report.
I just want to make everybody aware, I don't know if I think it was included, the update from the emergency management director. It shows everything that we're doing weekly. We had a big crisis at Dartmouth Village this week, just to keep you in the loop. They had their entire well, 18,000 gallons of water empty. And it was due to a leak in the system, which they found with 2 toilets that were running nonstop in one of their units. And there might have been a further leak that they had to uncover, but both wells are up and running. And I just got an email today from our health district that they're clear to go to drink the water and everything's fine at this moment. So it was quite a crisis. Our public works department and our Bernadette Daring, our health director, our senior center director, delivered bottled water that we had from a previous crisis in the basement of the Becca Senior Center to all the residents, so they had drinking water. I was in constant contact with the manager of Dartmouth Village, and I think we're under control. Stephen's been in the loop as well with Jerry James during this crisis to make sure they're okay. So at the moment, we're still doing well. And the only challenge we had is that the communication was probably not as good as we think it should have been. But we'll work on that to improve that in the future. And if you see his update, you can see everything every day, what we're involved in and what we're doing. Tomorrow, we're sending our public works director, George Murphy, to the Mohegan Sun to pick up emergency supplies for the town that we'll use in our departments. And they'll also be used with certain businesses in town that might need some help with extra personal protection equipment. And then Beverly and I have ordered quite a few masks that are en route. They should be here any time now. And we also have ordered some more personal computers, laptops, and we're working on a protocol and trying to get more of our employees able to do their jobs remotely, just in case anybody gets sick. The good news is none of our employees are sick. We're all doing great. And knock on wood, we'll stay that way. Collin County being one of the least affected counties in the state. And that's all I have, Stephen. Oh, plus one other thing, I got a call from Jim Blair today. The Leos voted last night to donate $250 of their funds they've raised to the town and $250 of their funds to the fire department to help in COVID-19 in any way we feel would be helpful. That was great news.
Mark, where do we stand right now in terms of positive COVID-19 cases right now?
We're at 7 positive and 2 hospitalized.
But please remember that that is a cumulative number since the start of the tally. So that's what we have had in our town, 7 with 2 hospitalized. So we know, some of them have been with the COVID-19 for 5 weeks, the first one designated, so I'm sure they're still not sick. So that's really it that we have on our agenda for a special meeting. Audience of citizens, anybody have anything? Yes. Take yourself off of mute, Carol Kabbalah.
Okay. On your agenda, you mentioned the beach passes and the transfer station. Do you have any plan for that? Did I miss that? I'm sorry if I did. For transfer station?
Yes. Our notifiers for this year's transfer station stickers is going out like it does every year. And when we send that out, we always put the action required to get a beach pass. This year, we're saying we are not going to be selling or sending out the beach passes yet until we see what happens with the COVID-19 and the restrictions that the governor of the state has put down on us. We'll talk about further action when we're able to take action.
But you're not giving instructions on how you're going to get the transfer station pass if we cannot do it. You have to have license and something when you get them.
We are working that out now. We have
Okay.
tentatively tried to come up with 3 different ways of getting it. We are finalizing that so it's a safe way that everybody can get stickers without having to come to the town to get them.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Anybody else? I appreciate Carol for throwing her hand up like that.
Oh, I didn't give my name and address though. I'm sorry.
Good.
Carol Kabbalah, 37 Lake Road.
Always testing me, Carol. Thank you. So no one else. Great. Board of Selectmen comments, board members.
Can I ask a question, Stephen?
Sure.
For 5-pack, Beverly, do we need in that motion for the modification, do we need anything else in accepting 5-pack's recommendations?
You probably have to make sure you formally accept that the changes they made last week are accepted by the Board of Selectmen. It looks like additional cuts you're presenting tomorrow night, but not what they made as changes.
So would the motion be that we accept the changes as long as they incorporate our modifications? Because they're not apples to apples.
No, well, I guess you're gonna have to first, you should have motioned to accept what 5-pack presented. However, you have these changes to present tomorrow night. I don't know how you want to put that in a motion, but it looks like you just accepted only the changes, the 13,106 and not the other ones.
257.
They took out the 257.
Okay, so I will, I'll make a motion on that. So I make a motion that we accept the 5-pack's request for reduction in the operating budget and the capital budget for a total of $257,158. Any discussion? Bill?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes,
I vote yes. Stephen? Thank you. Thank you, Bev.
And then can I just ask with that motion and then their equate to what we're recommending to 5-pack, Beth?
So basically, the second motion was you're going to you have presented changes and you did motion to present those tomorrow night to 5PAC for approval.
Right, so we accepted their 257 cut, and then we're gonna recommend
And it
with the motions we did, the net effect of another 13,106.
yes,
Okay, and that should be good?
I think so.
Okay, great, thank you.
All right, anybody else? Great. Make a motion to close this meeting at 7:37. All those in favor? Bill,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
I vote yes. Stephen, good night. Thank you all for attending.
Good night.
Thank you.
Right.
Good night.